Imagine a life where you're not tied to a 9-to-5 job. A life where you can live on your own terms when you're in your 50s. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it isn't. Today we're going to show you 5 realistic ways in which you could retire in your 50s, where you could make this dream a reality. Join us as we talk about 5 surefire ways that you could retire in your 50s. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, I'm Mark of Desperately Seeking Fi. I suppose it is everybody's dream to get away from that hustle bustle of the 9-to-5 and sort of lie on the beach, living a life which we all think is that dream of a retirement. But in reality, it isn't quite that simple. It does take some hard work. Nothing worth looking forward to is ever easy. So as I said, 5 surefire ways that you could set yourself up to be wealthy and retire in your 50s. And I suppose this all depends on at what stage you begin this journey. But let's say we are starting this journey early and we're 20 and we want to retire when we're 50. We've got 30 years to play with. So let's jump across, have a quick look at this compound interest table, and basically we're going to plug in a few figures. We're going to say we start with nothing, we are 20 and we want 30 years worth of savings. So the first bit is starting your savings early, and let's say we are just able to put away £200 per month, and that there is an interest rate of 7%. So we are talking about you're just going to invest this straight into the FTSE 100 or something like VUKE, where we've got an average of about 7% growth per year. You stick that in £200, and let's do a quick calculation initially, just saying that there is no increase in the amount of money you actually put in. So we look at having a future investment of just under £250,000 if you were to just put away £200 per month. But what would happen if we were going to increase that deposit by £5 per month over that period? Look at that. That jumps from 250,000 up to 421,000 that we would be having at the end of that 30 years. And that is just a simple way of doing that. And let's see how much every year you'd be putting away. Almost £10,000 towards the end before you're just looking to retire. Let's chuck in a different figure. So let's take it back to there is no growth in the deposit that you're putting in, but let's say we're going to put in £500 per month. This comes in at just over £600,000 that you have managed to save by putting £500 a month away, and that equates to about £6,000 per year. Let's put a 5% growth on the amount of money that you're putting away, and there you go. You are breaking that £1 million barrier, and that gives you savings of £1 million when you are 50 years old. This just shows the way that you have compound interest working. And this quick table just shows you if you were just putting in, say, £1,000 at 10% per year. Look at your principal goes in, it is just £1,000 per year. You're looking at interest, if that isn't compounding, is just about £3,000, but when you get that compound interest, you are looking at more than doubling that amount of money, and you've got £7,000 coming out for just that initial £1,000 put in over a 20-year period. So compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world, and allegedly Einstein said it. I'm not sure he really did, and jury is out on whether he did or not. The more time you have, the more ability compound interest has to continue to work on your money as it grows, and the longer, if you think of people like Warren Buffett has made the majority of his money since he has actually retired, because he has that huge amount of wealth and it just keeps growing exponentially as time goes on. So if you can get your kids started with a cash or with a junior ISA, I've done a video on junior ISAs, you can have a look at that. You set them up to be able to achieve this retirement in their 50s. For somebody like myself, starting off a little bit later in life and a little bit closer to that 50-year-old point, I might need to leave it towards the end of this decade before I can actually retire with some form of comfort. The second step that I'm going to say is live below your means. The whole idea of being a little bit frugal and not buying the flashy car, the flashy clothes, the flashy watches, going on very flashy, expensive holidays. Still treat yourself, but make it a treat and don't try and keep up with the Joneses. What you do not want to do in this case is create unnecessary debt, so you are probably better off actually saving up and buying that thing that you actually want, and attempt to, if you need to change your car, start saving for it. Don't change the car every year. Look at save and buy a second-hand car every 5 years or so, but save up and do not create unnecessary debt. And the whole idea behind this one is being slightly more frugal. It means that you can save more money, and what can you do with that money? You can add that money into your investments. Third thing that is really important is looking at maximizing your retirement contributions. So if we are doing that here, you either do that through your workplace pension or something like a self-invested personal pension, a SIP. If you're in America, your Roth IRA or your 401k. And make sure that you take all the advantages that you are, max those out as much as you potentially can, and take advantage of the tax benefits that you have within those schemes, and also basically looking at accelerating your savings pot. It all becomes part of what that retirement number is that you have, the amount of money that you need to be able to say goodbye to the 9-to-5 life and have sufficient money to cover your requirements, and also looking at covering off what you need for your steady income. And we just have a quick look at what the retirement living standard is, and basically this is if you are looking at being on that minimalistic side of things. As a single person, you need about £12,800 per year. If you're a couple, just under 20,000. But I think I'm going to aim slightly more towards the at least moderate side of things, whereas a couple would be looking at 34,000 as a joint income, or to be comfortable, and that would be a dream, looking at that £55,000 mark and have that. And what does that actually allow you to do? If you were to go for that larger, more comfortable figure of the 54,500 per year, you are looking at having some luxuries. You're looking at replacing your kitchen and bathroom every 10 to 15 years. You're also looking at having almost £150 per week for food. That includes all the takeaways that you want. 2-year-old car that you replace every 5 years, and that's what I'm saying. Save up some of that money so that you can pay for that without having to take out debt. And you look at 3 weeks in Europe every year, buy some clothes and have some birthday presents. What's not to want out of that list? If you're enjoying this kind of content, I'd love it if you would think of subscribing and hitting the like button. It just helps get this video out to other people who may be interested in it. And if you've got any ideas for other content, I'd love it if you could drop a comment down below. Then fourth step is investing wisely. Don't go chasing all of these next stocks that are going to go to the moon. What I recommend is invest into low cost index funds, ETFs, and let them grow over time, and just let that continue to grow. Leave it in there, set, forget. And if you can stick it into something like Invest Engine, where you can just set up your monthly direct debit, pay yourself first, get the money into the account, and just let it continue to grow. Other ideas, you could potentially look at investing into something like real estate. But for all of these kinds of things, what I'd suggest you do is go and seek some professional advice, because everything is tailored to your goals. When do you want to retire? How much money do you require to make that retirement relatively comfortable, go and see a financial advisor and come up with a plan together. And then the fifth and final one that I'm going to talk about is have a look at having multiple streams of income. If you think about it, if you're going to retire in your 50s, you've got to wait quite a long time before your state pension kicks in. So at the moment it is 67. Who knows what it's going to be like when some of you manage to hit that 50, 55 year point and you're looking to retire. So you need to have your investments. You may wish to have some form of annuity so that it's paying you out. You may want to have dividend stocks or dividend ETFs that pay you an income. The way that you set up all of your investments will differ depending on what stage of life you're actually at and whether you want more growth or more income coming from those. You may want to have, if you've invested into some property, maybe you're getting money from the rent that's coming out of those or the profit that's coming out of those. Potentially you don't go for full retirement. And I suppose this is some of the ways that people are talking about financial independence at the moment. It's not actually retiring early, it's just going on to a lifestyle that means that maybe you do a part-time job and not a full-time job just to top up so that you can hit that retirement figure that you actually need. Or go and set up some form of side business. So I don't always recommend you go and do YouTube, but you could look at some affiliate marketing or other skills that you have that can earn you a small amount of income just to give you some top up and some additional money to add into that retirement pot. What you do need to remember with all of these 5 points, so looking at starting saving early, living below your means, maximising your retirement contribution, looking at investing wisely and creating multiple income streams, is that early retirement really does take some careful planning. Sit down, get some professional advice, make sure that you know what you're letting yourself in for, you're looking at doing. It does take discipline. You cannot go mad when you actually hit that retirement point because you don't have a full-time wage coming in to back you up. Why don't you go and have a quick look at this video that talks about some potential ETF ideas that might help you get some income to help you retire early in your 50s. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.